Okay, so now you can see the screen is showing your textbook here, and in this textbook you can easily access that how nicely this lesson is derived with the beautiful figures and also beautiful letter, and everything is very much clear. So now easily, if you don't have your textbook, then there is no any worry. You can access everything on your screen as I'm showing you also. So this shows you the lesson number 7, post independence, and as I said you that page number is 47. The first page here consisting a image. It is depending upon the image of our very respective national leader whose name is and will be remembered and was also remembered in the past days, that is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So students, say in this page the first line says that after the independence, the Article of India and Independence was passed in the British Parliament in the year 1947, and according to that Article of India, Indian Pakistan got existence. It means that the existing time at that time was the time of diversion. So there were two major problems and two major reasons also before and after the diversion. The problems were what amount of the people will be divided, who will be sent, who will be kept, and other kinds of problems are also there. So the country was framing the problem and country was also framing the development. Therefore, the first two things which we need to focus here is depending upon the framing of Constitution of India, as well as to put an end of the sovereignty of the British Empire. As well, you know that British Empire was ruling very powerfully at that time, that we were uncontrolled and we were also uncontrolledly giving every material to them. So this was our own mistake also, as well as the Britishers' opportunity also that they took hand over the India. Literally we can say that the British Empire of the princely states, as well as we can say the merging of the into states, were combining together. And literally at the time when there was 562 princely states, 48% of the princely states were had given to the total area and to the Britishers only. So 20% at the time of the India population was residing into the princely states. Now if you don't know the meaning of princely states, I would like to easily tell you that princely states means the states which were according to at the time ruled by the prince or the king's rule. Kashmir, Hyderabad, then you can go with the Mysore, which was the big state, and other states also like towns and villages, small and big villages were there. So there was a states who were always like all the states were combining this kinds of group of theory, and they were supporting the Britishers. But actually we need to come out of the Britishers clause and we need to move more further than the Britishers clause. Okay, so after the gaining independence, see my dear student, one thing again I would like to tell you that after the gaining independence, what we did, we generally went on fighting. But what kind of fight was that? That was the fight related to the freedom, related to the accessibility. The fight was related to our opportunities. The fight was related for our own pride. So that's how this lesson is deriving you that after the princely states had already taken in the control, there were states who were too small, and the villages were also too small, or the big states were also combining. So after the gaining the independence, Maharaja of Bhavnagar, Krishna Kumar Singh, was the first king to start the responsible government, and 15th January 1948 it was started. So Bhavnagar state was actually merged with the united Saurashtra, and which was also created due to the effort of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. That is 15th February 1948 was the time and the date of that. Apart from that, if we go more further, then we can say secretly this thing was done, and publicly this thing was announced also laterly when we were completing out here. Now, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he was a strong iron-willed person. As I told you, he was a strong iron-willed person, because due to his effort only, we are today living our life very comfortably. Along with that, the events were also formation to form the Saurashtra as a state of other states describing by the Jawaharlal Nehru. And apart from that, the most notable merging of contemporary history was also done at his time. So Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel appealed to the king and Nawab, the princely states, that they should actually join the Union of India, the United Nations, that is the Union of India, and he stimulated nationalism. So King Rajwadas and Nawabs, kings as well as the Rajwadas, the Nawabs and all, they contributed their making of the strong willpower to give their nation and give their princely states to India, and integrated India also very much prosperity. But some of them were not obeying these kinds of rules and regulations. So Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel assured that, okay, we will protect you. You don't you worry about that, okay, and we'll protect you. So the attachment bond was created, and Patel, as you know, that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he was you can say he was an iron made steel person according to his will, and that's why he was also known as the Iron Man of India. Now, when I use this word like Iron Man of India, it doesn't mean that he was actually made like iron. It will be foolish to think about that kind of cheap thinking. Okay, we can say that his will was of iron, and it can't be melted at the time, neither today also. So Patel gave his secretary to the Home Department, Mr. V.P. Menon, and prepared the drafting committee for the attachment bond of the status, that is like agreement, QO agreement, related to the contribution, and also drafting committees were made. They were therefore we can say kings and other people were also supportive here for the financial problems. They were also helping us. So therefore kings were happy to draft this committee, except Kashmir's king as well as the Hyderabad and Junagadh too. So 599 states accepted the instrumental, and they accepted the instrumental accession and joined the Union of United of India and merged in India. But apart from that, other like merging of Hyderabad was remaining, merging of Junagadh was remaining, merging of Kashmir was remaining. So that people were still needing to get the hit chances from India so that they can give their land back. Now see, if we talk about the Nizams of Hyderabad, then we can say Nizams of Hyderabad, with the state of the southern part of the India, declared the independence on 15th August as the far-off geographical location. It was actually bounded to join India. Therefore, but fact was actually in the condition that Hyderabad won't be able to remain as an independent state. As we said that if Hyderabad we are getting Hyderabad, then Hyderabad will be ruled under conspiracy of Indian rule, Delhi government, that is the central rule. So therefore they were somehow not feeling secure. The Nizams clarified matter by saying that if the country will be divided, the only one geographical reason they would not be able to join Pakistan, and that's how they would not be able to join India also. They were needing to own themselves very secretly. So literally we can say they would not be able to join Pakistan, neither India, if the country is just like separating. So negotiations were done. Okay, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel bluntly stated to the negotiators, bluntly means very rudely, negotiators to the Nizams, people of Hyderabad, they were eager also. So we can say Sardar Patel said that we will not let it be done. We will not make you to become refugees. We'll keep you in our land, we'll give you the name of India, and we'll also give all the opportunities like we are giving to the other people. So that was the condition here. Meanwhile, the Nizam's officers and all health committee, like they protested revolts internally and all, and ultimately Hyderabad was melt. We can say it was generally meeting with some kinds of lathi charge and all by the VP Menon or the other police officers, and lastly they gave their land back. So the Patel assured Nizams to protect their land, and they needed to not to worry also about that. Mr. Patel was about to protect his land. So at that time, Pakistan was about to be separated. So Patel decided to take country measures against this people of Junagadh. Now next turn was of people of Junagadh. After merging of Hyderabad, Nawabs, now it was a turn of Junagadh to be merged out. So Junagadh living in the Mumbai, see here generally, like for example, like people of Junagadh living in the Mumbai established Arzi Hukumat. Arzi means request, and Hukumat means the whatever the conspiracy, the laws are there. High command in the Mumbai. During that time, Sheikh Mangalore and Manavadar declared that they wish to join the Union of India. It means that the ruling party of Junagadh said that okay, we will join you. So Indian soldiers navy were also positioned to protect Manavadar and Mangalore, and besides the Junagadh states, Nawab of Junagadh fled away to the Pakistan. So one side Junagadh people were thinking that we should go back to India, or we should give a land to India. One side the Nawab of Junagadh was thinking that no, this land must be merged into the Pakistani land. So that was a wrong theory. So when the people supported Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Junagadh's Nawab ran to Pakistan. So that's how he ran to Pakistan on 9th November 1947, and referendum people of Junagadh was taken. Therefore, the Junagadh's merging of the Union India was made possible only by Shri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and his strong willpower, guts, and tremendous will with the people's support. So that's why today we call him as the man of unity. He gave us the unity. So that is a general thing, my dear student. Apart from that, we can talk about the Kashmir also. The issue of Kashmir generally was most complicated of all. Raja Hari Singh of Kashmir was induced, and somehow meanwhile Pakistani attacked him. So Raja Hari Singh requested for the military assistance to protect the Jammu and Kashmir of the Pakistan. But it was too late. When we gave the proposal to Kashmir to join our India, it was refused. But when they were in the problem, they asked our help. Until when we reached, already small part of Kashmir was taken by the Pakistan, but now it is taken back. So therefore we can say government of India insisted Raja Hari Singh should not fight, and he should sign the treaty of the instrumental cluster, and also we can say accession policy was done. So Indian army could be sent if he is signing the treaty. Means Raja Hari Singh was needing the demand of the help, and we said that you sign the treaty that you will join India, then we'll send our armies. So that was done slightly late, but Pakistani has already occupied when he signed the treaty late. And when we reached some of the part of the Kashmir, a little bit of part of Kashmir was getting back or getting newly towards Pakistan. So laterly we can say Security Council suggested the ceasefire. It means the fire, the cross firing and all. Even today also Kashmir issue is containing, but now we can say after the removal of Article 370, now we have owned Kashmir completely, and Kashmir is also part of India as well. Kashmiri people can be also telling that they are also the Indian citizens. So this is the general thing which we are learning in this lesson, my dear student, and also we are trying to make understand that what is the concept of the theory is going to be held. So this lesson consists of very beautiful theories, morals, customs and values too in this lesson, and that's how we are trying to complete this lesson in this video lecture. So apart from that we can say Kashmir issues and all, merging of French and Portuguese colonies were also done, like people those from the colonies like went desperately to join Union nation, but apart from that they started vigorous movement, and latterly we can say with the purpose of French tried to suppress the Indian movement. But in the month it was starting in a rally in a month, it was taken a chance that a mammoth we can say meeting was organized. In a mammoth meeting means a huge meeting was organized. Men started negotiating with the peaceful solutions and all, where Puducherry is issue with the French colonies and all were started at the time. But the people what happened? People of Puducherry, Goa, Dadar Nagar, whatever the states or the territories are there, they were trying to join in India. So in Yanam, People Liberation Army had taken over administration in his own hand. That was June 13, 1945. So the French government realized that the people rage in India is completely going out of control and we cannot handle India. So therefore they handed India over to the Indian people to reconstruction on October 31, 1954. And further they were taken under the Union territories of the Pondicherry too. So with the reconstruction of these kinds of nations or reconstructions of these kinds of Indian states, Pondicherry had actually Karaikal also in Tamil Nadu, Mahe in Kerala, Yanam in Andhra Pradesh, Chandanagar in West Bengal as well, Puducherry, that is Pondicherry, in the administrative center of all the territories were taken. So these kinds of center states, territories were divided, that which area will be located in the which kind of supremacy. Now see, going further, we can say that merging of Diu Daman and Goa. So 15th August, must remember the date, 15th of the August 1947. Political leaders, Satyagrahis means the people who were actually protesting for the Gandhiji and for the nation. Satyagrahis from Diu, Daman and Goa. In free Goa agitation, thousands of volunteers died. As attempts such as negotiations pressurized and also pressurization were done, Satyagrahis proved that unsuccessful, and the Indian government actually decided to begin Operation Vijay. It means that to take land back, like Goa, was not a game of satyagraha. People did, but they were failed. So government started to do some kinds of operation and gave name Operation Vijay. So at that time, on the midnight December 1970, Governor of Portuguese De Silva surrendered when our Operation Vijay entered into the army, entered into the Goa and with our Indian army. And laterly we can see that the Indian army actually went in a so condition that that they took Goa, not only Goa, Daman, Diu, they also hosted flag there. So thus the last, we can say, remains of the western ruler disappeared from there, but the state, but the zone, but the territory is still here, and we can still feel their essence. You can go in Goa, Daman, Dadar and Nagar Havelis and all, you'll find churches and churches and churches. Though it's an effect that Britishers were living here. So these states were also known as Union territories on the May of 30, 1987. And apart from that, we can say Daman, Diu were also separated from Goa. Thereafter, Silvassa was also separated, made capital of Dadar and Nagar Haveli. Now Daman was made the capital of Diu. So now it is known as Daman and Diu. And literally Panji was made capital of Goa. That is the Goa's capital. So these are the examples which I'm trying to explain you in this lesson, and also I'm trying to make you understand that how it can be done, how it can be behold it in that. Okay. Now see, formation and recognition. Now what is the meaning of formation and what is the meaning of recognition? That is the basic thing. Formation means to form something. Okay. So here the paragraph shows you the formation and recognition. Now see, in the formation category we can say that classification was left to be done. India became independent and acquired the information related about the unification of the states or the princely states. Instead of expecting unitary system, we had accepted union system of the governance. Okay, therefore the issue of formation and recognition of the states were occurred. So we made generally 4 classes. Okay, now classification of the states can be done on the A group. A group means metropolitan cities: Mumbai, Andhra Pradesh, then Assam, okay, Mysore, Rajasthan is there, Saurashtra, okay, then Travancore, Kochi, and other states are also like Pepsu, that is Patiala and East Punjab of Union India. So these all the states were compiled, and literally in the section number B, that was classification of the section B was done like Jammu and Kashmir, Hyderabad, Mysore, Central India, then Rajasthan, Saurashtra, Travancore, Kochi. Now classification of the section C was related with Ajmer, Bhopal, then Coorg, Tamil Nadu, then Delhi, Bilaspur, Kochi, okay, Kutch, sorry, not Kochi, Kutch, Himachal Pradesh, then Tripura, Manipura, Vindhyachal, that is Vindhya Pradesh also. And the last but not the least was combining with the Andaman and Nicobar Island. So that's how we can say we made the 4 group of categorized in the formation of our religion, or we can say recognition of the India and Indian states. So this is not enough. If we go in the detail, then we can say integrity of a state is very important part, important theory. And all the 4 classes did not have equal status. Therefore, however, they were inseparable part of India. In this way, the constitution of India came into the force. And laterly, India was the, we can say, union of the states where they were providing temporary arrangement also. And later they can provide their permanent arrangement too. So in 1953, Jawaharlal Nehru considered the issue of reorganization of the states and appointed reorganization commission. Means he was having some kinds of fault in that. He found some kinds of fault, and later he organized that. We should talk on this once again. So the other 2 members of the commission were like Mr. Haridayanath Kunzru, then other more public opinion were also there, some public speakers were there, and apart from that we can say that the postal interaction were also done internally. So bilingually, Mumbai was also one of the states which were reforming from the Gujarat and all, that was known as Maharashtra, Maha-Gujarat. So Gujarat and Saurashtra also included in the Mumbai, that was made as capital city. And finally we can say bill making changes were started, and constitution recognition states were also passed, implementing the laws in the year 1956. So what is happening? See, whenever if 2 states are separating from one place to another, obviously they both need to get the permission, obviously they both need to go with the conclusion, obviously they both need to go with the harmony. Okay, so that's how they can easily maintain the balance, get the progress, and also we can say upgrade the integrity. Okay, they can easily upgrade the integrity. Now see, this is not it here. If we talk about the old classification, the states A, B, C, D, okay, now it is somehow changed. So we can say amendments were made for the appendix of Indian Constitution, and in the place of earlier classifications, 2 parts were formed. Okay, and finally we can say Constitution State of Assembly and the territory, the 14 states were included into the Andhra Pradesh. Okay, and other like 14 states were included in the raw of this classification. Now, which states were there? Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Mumbai, Jammu and Kashmir, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Madras you can go with, then Mysore, Orissa, Rajasthan was there, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh. Apart from that, West Bengal was also there. And now, while union territories including Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Manipur, Tripura, Andaman, Nicobar Island, Lakshadweep Island, and all. So these are, we can say, finally government made two separate states. Okay. Moreover, Maharashtra and Gujarat, because Maharashtra and Gujarat are having good kind of combination, but confliction were also arising. So they separated Maharashtra from Gujarat, and that's how we can say 1st May 1960 is considered as the foundation day of Gujarat, and it is also included one of the region of Saurashtra and Kutch, also including the other regions too. So that's how we can say Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura, and literally Arunachal Pradesh, then Mizoram, Nagaland were also recognized as the land of 7 sisters, 7 hills. So there was always continuous demand for the formation of separate states in being since from the 2000, and today we can say that it was going more apart from that. So Bihar separated from Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, the capital Raipur were also recognized, and all Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand, capital of Dehradun was also separated from Uttar Pradesh. So they were reorganized, and in latestly we can say 2014 Telangana was recognized, again separated from Andhra Pradesh, and even today the demand for the very separates were also there. So we can say we started from 25 states to 26, 27, then we went to 29, and who knows, in the future it can be going more than 30, 35 or 37 states, because Vidarbha region is also fighting in the Maharashtra to get its own separate secular nation or secular state. So this lecture was till here only. I hope you enjoyed the lecture, and I hope you saw this figure and you were also interested in reading along with me. So see you there in the next part of the lecture. This was part number 1. Till then, take care and keep smiling, keep revising.